foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Kodash. Double honors to your apostles and elders, a great millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the whole fully elect. It's the brother Isaiah with the Pittsburgh GMS camp. Coming at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Kodash. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. And I want to go into this lesson of just basically saying, consider the possibilities. All right, and I recently did a lesson that I haven't posted yet, going into, putting yourself in another brother's shoes. I don't know if I'm gonna post that version because I actually was trying to use my headphones and it didn't really turn out that good. So I may touch on some of those same subjects that I touched on in the last lesson, but basically consider the possibility. So what am I saying? So brothers, in this truth, sometimes we do have to speak to each other, in order to help counsel and guide each other, and it's usually more on a face-to-face, one-on-one type of basis. It's not really something we necessarily do over the internet or whatever the case is, because a lot of times when you do that, it goes into personal issues. All right, we got to keep order. Okay, we're not going to be all on Facebook comment board, talking about things that ought not be spoken in public. Okay, so but within this truth, you do have it where brothers will have to talk to each other from time to time. If we see a brother maybe falling, as a matter of fact, I think I have my phone. It's a lot of traffic. I'm gonna read this scripture. All right. Let's see if I can taken in a fault, KJV. Taken in a fault, KJV.
According to Bible, King James Version, Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual, restore such an one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted. Bear ye one another's burdens, and...
All right, I don't want her to read the whole thing for me, but she's going in. But Galatians 6 and 1, it says, Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual, restore such an one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted. Okay, bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Hamashiach. And sometimes, it may not be comfortable for a brother, but you have, sometimes it's required that we do speak to another brother in the mindset of counseling, and helping that brother, through something that he may not know that he's going through. So this is why I titled the lesson, Consider the Possibilities, or, whatever I titled it, because I forget. I think that's what I said. All right. Because, sometimes you have it, even with myself, I'm speaking first and foremost from a personal standpoint. Sometimes you have it where you're dealing with something, or something's bothering you, and you don't really realize, or something, let's say you decide you're not going to do something anymore, whatever it is, you might decide, I'm cutting this thing off, and, it may not be something that's unlawful, all right, but you may be being over righteous, or you may not realize how much your flesh is affected by that thing. And so other problems arise and you don't realize that you're being affected. There may be, something that you're holding on to, or something that you're constantly reminding yourself of through, whether there be photos or, whatever the case could be. And it could really, you could be saying to yourself, oh, it's not a big deal. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it really could be weighing on your psyche. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so many different things, man, that could affect the brother, that you have to be mindful of the possibilities, man. Are you falling a victim to something? Then you don't realize it. Okay, and this is speaking to the brothers who are being counseled, by a brother All right? Sometimes you can't always be in that spirit of, I got this. You know, it ain't gonna bother me, because sometimes things bother you and you don't realize it, man. You know, until you really talk about it, and then you really break it down, and you really allow yourself to, you know, be realistic about things. You just be like, you know what, this thing is bothering me. I didn't realize. You know. Let's see. But I just want to. Really, it's a quick hit. You know, just really the only words that kind of came in my mind was, you know, consider the possibilities, man. You know, as I was riding, you know, and like I said, just going into that, sometimes we do have to kind of talk to one another, and within this truth, man. All right, and the only way you really gonna be able to, you know, get that talk is if you in the Great Millstone, you know what I'm saying, with us. You know, where I can't, you know, or somehow the Lord have it where we end up swapping numbers with somebody or something, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, we, you know, YouTube removed the message function. So whenever you could, you know, kind of message somebody privately, you know, it was a little different, I guess, you know, or you could share certain information and things over the internet, but now it's all wide open. Esau know what he was doing. Now if somebody want to give you an email, it's all across the comment board. Anybody for me? All these trolls and things out there, nobody finna be giving out their emails on the comment board. It's not happening. You know what I'm saying? This brothers just really got like a throwaway email where they just like, whatever, I don't care. But like channel emails and all that, nah. But nevertheless, you know, that's it, man. You know, just consider what, you know, the possibilities. Because you can't always, and it goes into another lesson I haven't posted yet. I'm about to have to post some of these lessons. But I did a lesson saying you cannot always, we are not always aware of the spirit that we are dealing with, okay? All right? And, you know, sometimes it takes somebody from the outside looking in to be able to make you aware of something that you're dealing with. You may not always realize that. So anyway, call Allah, Yahweh, Bashem, Shah, Bashem, Krakadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Then I want to say Shalom, my Bible, Shalom.